Welcome back to Instabills, everyone. So I'm going to go up to you guys in the S&P 500 again. This is the SPY. We had CPI coming out at 9.1, increase in CPI from our previous CPI at 8.6. That was a 0.5 increase in CPI. Our recent CPI was an increase at 0.3, and that was enough for Powell to increase from 50 basis points to 75 basis points on our recent rate hike. So we are going to keep that in mind as we are going over all of this data today. As you guys can see, again, we did have this major pullback in pre-market because of our increase in CPI, and we had a slight bounce back throughout the day. So our question is, are we going to continue on with this bounce, or are we going to continue on with this pressure that we got from pre-market? I'm going to go over all this with you guys. Now, before I jump into this, all I ask in return is you smash that like button, and if you do not want to miss any of our market updates or our potential breakouts that I mentioned throughout the week, hit subscribe. And if you guys are day traders or you guys are looking for intraday perspective breakouts all throughout the week, go to instabills.com in the description below, and only for $15 a month, you guys will never miss a breakout alert today again. So let's jump into this one. So before I jump into the daily chart with you guys on the S&P 500, I wanted to show you guys what Fed Bostic said right before going to close. And before I tell you what Fed Bostic said, keep in mind that Jerome Powell did raise from 50 basis points to 75 basis points on our recent Fed rate hike. And the reason why that's important is because Fed Bostic now is saying that everything is in play. He's also mentioning that 100 basis points is now on the table, and that is after a 0.5 increase in CPI from 8.6 to 8.5 versus 8.3 to 8.6. That gave him a good enough reason to raise from 50 basis points to 75 basis points. So in my opinion, this is more likely than not to happen leading into our next Fed rate hike. So we are going to keep that in mind as we are going over our daily momentum here on the S&P 500. As you guys can see, we have a very key point that we have been talking about here at 375 that if we did hold, then we could have a bounce off of. And as you guys can see today, we did drop down just below it, but we did not flush below it. We didn't even drop our body of our candle below here. As you guys can see on the daily chart, we did come down. Our body of our candle actually held exactly here at 375. So we did bounce back over it from pre-market. We did not flush below 375 out the gate, and we did continue on with consolidation throughout the day, showing that this is a very key point that we did need to try to hold. In my opinion, a lot of today's consolidation came from a very key point that we did need to try to hold. So we will see exactly how CPI digests for the rest of the week. And looking at our pressure here on the MACD, as you guys can see, we do have a continuation with these white shaded lines that we did mention a couple days ago as we were leading into CPI, that if we did get a white shaded line, that we could get a continuation on white shaded lines. And sure enough, we have been getting that continuation on white shaded lines. As you guys can see, every time white shaded lines do come in, we do get that shift of momentum from buy pressure to getting that decrease in buy pressure and possibly that increase in sell pressure that may come in. And if that does happen, we will be looking to see if we get these EMA lines to cross down for that continuation on lower. But as far as that continuation on higher, we are looking for that increase in buy pressure to break above our previous buy pressure points to see if we do increase with momentum. But again, not exactly expecting that, as we do have white shaded lines coming in. And looking at our overall relative strength here, as you guys can see, we do have our RSI that is pointing down. Again, running to the upside would be breaking above our previous relative strength that we had here, or we'd be looking for that possible continuation on lower if we did drop into lower lows here. So that is exactly what we'd be looking for. That is what most traders will be looking for. Now, going over our Bollinger Bands, as you guys can see, we do have our upper end of our deviation that has been pointing down and our lower end of our deviation that has been pointing up, very much showing us that we are within squeeze territory to either have a major move to the upside or the downside. And again, relative strength index very much showing us that that is very much what's happening here. So we will continue to look for confirmation on the RSI as far as continuation on lower, or continue to look for that confirmation on that continuation on higher with our EMA lines pointing back up and then continuing on above the median of our MACD to have that strength to the upside. And as far as continuing to the upside, we do want to see again if we can get back over 412, which is our gap down point that we had, our indecisiveness before we did continue on lower, and also a very key point that we need to break above here on our VPVR if we do want to see if we can continue on higher. This is a very strong point that we will need to continue on past if we do continue on higher. So these are our 2 points that we're looking for here, is at 375 or here at 412 to the upside if we are going to continue on higher. So overall, we will see exactly how CPI digests if we do hold these levels going into tomorrow, if we do continue on above the rejection level that we had from pre-market at 385, or if we do continue on lower below 375 and then drop into lower lows of the year here at 362. And then our next level after 362, of course, will be at 340, which is our pre-pandemic levels. Now, again, with that said, if you are a day trader or you are looking for intraday perspective breakouts that we mentioned every single day throughout the week, for example, a major breakout that we had with pets here jumping up over 276 that we mentioned in the middle of the day, looking to see if we can continue on past it. We did continue on past it. We jumped up all the way up to 367 on the day. So again, a major breakout that we had today. Very nice breakout with pets. If you do want to see all these breakouts, again, go to instabills.com in the description below, and you will never miss a breakout alert today again. And again, all of you instabills that come over every single day and support the channel, I appreciate every one of you guys. We're going to continue to go at it. Stay patient. Take what the market gives us. Again, a CPI increasing today. today, just staying cautious on the week to see exactly how CPI digests, and continue to take consistent plays like we had here with pets jumping over 276 on the day. A very nice breakout on the day. And again, if you guys do like this video, it does help the channel grow, and I do appreciate it very much. And again, God bless you all, and I'll see you guys in pre-market.